Hello, I'm Commander Exegius, and today we'll be looking at pirate activity beacons. These areas spawn in systems in lockdown state and will show on your scanner as a point of interest, just like conflict zones and resource extraction sites. These pirate activity detected instances will contain a number of wanted and rather powerful ships, depending on the threat level using engineer hull and weapons. As such, the combat here is some of the most difficult human NPC combat currently available. As the combat here is rather difficult, you'll want to take an appropriate ship, and while engineering certainly isn't required, it will be very beneficial. Without engineering, you'll likely be leaving the small and weaker medium ships at home, bringing ships such as the FDL, Crate, or Chieftain for medium class, or the Anaconda or Corvette for large class. You'll want a balanced build of hull and shields, as many of the ships here will be using phasing experimental effect on their weapons, which does hull damage through your shields. There are 3 threat levels for pirate activity beacons, levels 5 through 7. Level 5 will have multiple heavily armed ships such as FDLs, Pythons, and Anacondas, with at least one fully engineered ship. Level 6 will have several engineered ships, with Level 7 having many heavily armed and fully engineered ships. As such, newer pilots or weaker ships will want to begin in a threat level 5, working up from there. Virtually all ships in the instance will be wanted, with it being highly unlikely any system authority will intervene. There will also be random commodities and materials floating in the area. Combat here is very similar to a hazardous resource extraction site, with the ships being much stronger and of a much higher skill level. Fights will break out between ships, so like a resource extraction site, you can hang back and wait to fire until a target is near death, easing their destruction and gaining of their bounty. As there will be a near endless stream of ships, this can be a good place to farm both combat rank and engineering materials, as while grade 1 through 3 materials will be somewhat common, you will find some grade 4 and 5 materials. If you're planning to farm engineering materials, use of a large ship with multiple Class B collector limpet controllers is optimal, as Class B limpet controllers provide for a longer range at the cost of a shorter limpet life. As many of the ships will be using point defense, which will target and destroy any limpets in the area, limpet life isn't as important as maximum distance. The best strategy is to bind your various limpet controllers to your primary fire button along with that weapon. That way you'll be spewing out a stream of limpets as they are destroyed. While it is much faster to farm combat rank using Thargoid scouts, this possibly more familiar combat offers a challenge that resource extraction sites or even conflict zones doesn't. In about 30 minutes of combat, I collected about 2.5 million in bounties and a good deal of engineering materials, a list of which is on screen now. If you choose to engage targets in these instances, I'd love to hear about your experiences and the materials and bounties you acquire. Once again, this has been Commander Exegius reminding you to fly dangerously, and thanks for watching. If you enjoyed that look at piracy beacons, I hope you'll check out my other content and that you'll join me on my weekly live streams, Tutorial Tuesdays, and the Creators Roundtable each Friday, and that you'll consider supporting my efforts via Patreon.